Hey, Coach. We made it to the end of the season. We are on our last devotional of the Winter League, which is Finish Strong. Finish Strong. And I want to thank you guys for taking the journey with me this season. Hopefully we see you back in the summer for our Summer League. But Finish Strong, we got some words of wisdom. Sometimes things are hard in our lives. Things can be difficult at home or at school or with our friends. When things are hard, we're tempted to give up. What I really want you guys to kind of hone in on a little bit with these kids is like the second part of these words of wisdom. It says, when you feel like you want to give up, pray and ask God for strength and help, because God will never give up on you, and He doesn't want you to give up on Him. Our verse is Galatians 6:9, which says, so let's not get tired of doing what is good. At just the right time, we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't give up. And this verse in Galatians comes out of the book of Galatians, and Paul is actually writing to a bunch of churches, not like one specific church in Galatia, but he's writing to all of them, and he would write the letter and they would pass it around from these different churches. And these churches were struggling at the time because you had different cultures really trying to mix together. You had Jews and Gentiles trying to, they all professed faith in Jesus Christ, but they had different backgrounds. And the Jews were trying to tell the Gentiles that they needed to do life or do Christianity a certain way. And that's what Paul is writing about, to kind of squash some of that ideas and saying, hey, let's just do it God's way. In a nutshell, that's kind of what he's saying. I'm going to read with you a couple verses before the one we just read to kind of help put some context into this. It says, don't be misled. This is Galatians 6:7. It says, don't be misled. You cannot mock the justice of God. You will always harvest what you plant. Those who live only to satisfy their own sinful nature will harvest decay and death from that sinful nature. But those who live to please the Spirit will harvest everlasting life from the Spirit. So, and this is our verse, so let's not get tired of doing what is good. At just the right time, we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't give up. Therefore, he kind of wraps it up, this little sentence. I love it. He says, therefore, whenever we have the opportunity, we should do good to everyone, especially to those in the family of faith. He starts talking about this, you reap what you sow kind of talk, right? He says, you will always harvest what you plant. No one plants a banana tree and gets an apple tree, right? You plant apple seeds, and that's how you get apples, right? And so he's saying, when you plant the things of faith, the things of God in the lives of those around you, in your own life, in due season, that's what you're going to harvest. And I know as coaches, especially for these young kids, these 5, 6, 7, 8-year-olds, sometimes it doesn't seem like they're getting it, but some of it will stick. Some of it they're going to understand, and even if they don't, it may come to them later, at a later time. Someone else may say something and they get it. So this week is finish strong and pouring into these kids, into the parents, the things of the Lord, because as God's word says, in due time you will reap a harvest. Now that timing might not be our timing. We want all the kids to understand everything right away, but that's just not the reality. Some get it earlier than others. So don't grow weary while we're trying. Finish strong, never give up. So that's the goal for this last week. We're tired. It's the end of the season. There's a lot been going on. We thank you. I know it's been a sacrifice to spend your time here. We thank you. We love you. Appreciate you. But if you want to go back to those words of wisdom that are in the book, the last part right here, it says, God will never give up on you, and he doesn't want you to give up on him. Finish strong, coach.